Is one rising rookie changing the landscape of an entire league overnight? Some fans say yes, pointing to a sudden burst of sold-out arenas and swarms of new viewers. Others scoff, insisting it's all hype that will fizzle out. Either way, women's basketball is in the spotlight like never before, and it all seems to revolve around one electrifying player who's captured the public's imagination. Yet, behind the cheers and big headlines, there's tension building. A few established stars are openly challenging the idea that a single newcomer deserves this much praise. They've worked hard for years, and the sudden shift feels unsettling, even unfair. But if you follow the ticket sales, the social media buzz, and the WNBA's recent decisions to upgrade venues, the message is loud and clear. A new powerhouse has arrived, and nothing may ever be the same. For years, the WNBA has steadily built a loyal following and carved out a place on the sports landscape. It's never been just a sideshow. Seasoned veterans and rising talents have always delivered stellar play, mesmerizing anyone who bothered to watch closely. But if we're being honest, the league's average attendance rarely made headlines. Many games drew passionate supporters, but not on a massive scale. Entire sections of some arenas would remain conspicuously empty. Television ratings, while stable, often occupied a niche rather than commanding the spotlight. Then almost out of nowhere, a burst of energy swept across women's basketball. One face began appearing everywhere: sports columns, viral highlight reels, and trending social media feeds. Suddenly, thousands of new fans started tuning in, intrigued by something they couldn't quite put their finger on. The shift wasn't gradual, it felt like a shock to the system. Angel Reese is no stranger to the spotlight. From her college days, she displayed an unmatched confidence that earned her both admiration and critique. She plays with swagger and conviction, never hesitating to let the world know she believes in her own talents. For many fans, this bravado is a breath of fresh air. A woman athlete unapologetically owning her space in a sports world often dominated by male narratives, and it's hard to argue with the results. She posts impressive numbers, draws media attention, and has built a strong personal brand. However, in recent interviews and on social media, Angel has made one message clear: the WNBA is not and should not be about any single individual. Observers say her pointed remarks emerged as a response to the non-stop buzz around the newest rookie phenom, whom some fans and commentators seem ready to crown as the face of the league. According to Angel, focusing so heavily on one player diminishes the accomplishments of everyone else who has poured their heart and soul into making women's basketball relevant. She's got a point. Historically, the WNBA has always been a collective effort. Legends like Lisa Leslie, Diana Taurasi, Sue Bird, Maya Moore, Tamika Catchings, and countless others laid the foundation for the league. They paved the way for bigger endorsements, national broadcasts, and a global following. To minimize their contributions for the sake of one bright star feels unfair at best, disrespectful at worst.
While players and fans debate the ethics of spotlighting a single athlete, the WNBA's front offices are busy making decisions that speak volumes. In the past year, multiple franchises have upgraded select games from their usual arenas to much larger venues, facilities typically housing NBA teams. This is a rare move, as shifting a sporting event is never a small endeavor. It involves logistical wrangling, new rental fees, staff hiring, and an advertising blitz to fill thousands of extra seats. Yet the payoff can be enormous if done correctly. So far, each time a team announces a relocation for a specific matchup, tickets vanish at lightning speed. People clamor for seats in the nosebleeds, just to say they were there. Social media hype builds days in advance, fueling the sense that a monumental event is on the horizon. It's a carnival-like atmosphere, and the star power behind these relocations is almost always the same: that newly drafted rookie who can sink long-distance shots with uncanny ease. Cities that never topped the WNBA's attendance chart suddenly find themselves in the spotlight. Atlanta, Washington, Chicago each has seen a rush to move games into their NBA counterparts' venues when the schedule lines up with a visit from this electrifying player. The message is undeniable. These teams believe the rookie's presence alone can double or triple their usual crowd size. For the owners, that's revenue gold. For fans, it's an opportunity to immerse themselves in an event that feels more like a playoff extravaganza than a regular season contest. Despite the frenzy, not everyone buys into the notion that one rookie can carry the league to new heights. Pockets of fans, journalists, and players worry that a single breakout star might overshadow the collective accomplishments of the WNBA. They question whether the hype is sustainable or if it's a short-lived bubble fueled by media sensationalism. After all, women's basketball has seen exciting players before. Why would this moment be any different? However, numbers can be stubbornly persuasive. Attendance has spiked dramatically, not just in one or two markets but across the board. When the star rookie comes to town, ticket sales blow past projections. Merchandise featuring her name or even her silhouette sells out almost instantly. Anecdotes from stadium staff confirm the phenomenon. They're seeing more families, more students, more casual sports fans who never showed interest before. Then there's the TV picture. National broadcasts featuring her matchups see a ratings bump that can't be ignored. Sports networks scramble to secure more airtime, betting on her ability to hold viewers' attention. Digital streaming platforms also report sharp increases in viewership during her games. And these aren't just casual onlookers. Many are sticking around until the final buzzer, posting excited reactions on social media, and returning to watch the next game. Whenever someone bursts onto the scene with this level of fanfare, whispers of jealousy or rivalry are inevitable. In a league as competitive as the WNBA, where seasoned veterans have spent years honing their craft and building reputations, a sudden shift in public adoration can spark tension. Are certain all-stars feeling overshadowed? Are rookies from other draft classes watching the hype storm and wondering why they aren't receiving similar attention? Angel Reese's outspoken stance might be the clearest example. By insisting that she's just as responsible for the league's newfound popularity, she captures a sentiment shared by many who see themselves as underappreciated. It's not necessarily bitterness, some might call it a natural response from accomplished athletes who want to ensure their hard work is recognized. Still, it's easy to imagine frustration brewing. After all, entire marketing campaigns are being crafted around a single person, while established names fight for a slice of that same spotlight. Amid the chatter and drama, there's an undeniable truth: the WNBA is capturing more attention than ever, and that interest extends beyond the novelty of a single player. A rising tide lifts all boats, and the surge in viewership, sponsorship, and attendance has already begun to open doors for every athlete in the league. For a sport that long struggled to secure prime broadcast slots and top-tier endorsements, this moment feels revolutionary. More viewers mean bigger TV deals, and more mainstream exposure means new corporate sponsors stepping in. That influx of money often translates into improved conditions for the players, better travel arrangements, better pay, and enhanced training resources. Over time, it could also mean more opportunities for young girls watching at home to see women's basketball as a viable career path, not just a pipe dream. So, where does all of this leave us? On one hand, you have a league finally basking in mainstream attention, forging lucrative partnerships, and witnessing sold-out crowds in venues that once seemed unattainable. On the other, you have players like Angel Reese who insist that women's basketball is, and always has been, bigger than a single name. Caught in the middle is a young phenom whose very presence seems to ignite debate, inspiring some fans while ruffling the feathers of others. It's fair to say the WNBA stands at a crossroads. For years, the league has thrived on unity and collaboration, celebrating collective success. Now, it faces the classic star versus team dynamic that has fueled countless sports debates. This push-pull might be uncomfortable, but it's also an opportunity. If managed well, the excitement generated by a marquee figure can shine a spotlight on the entire league, eventually distributing rewards to everyone who steps on the court. Yet the question lingers: is this the beginning of a permanent shift in women's basketball, one that will see skyrocketing salaries, deeper fan engagement, and unstoppable momentum? Or is it a temporary high that relies too heavily on a single individual's brilliance? In truth, no one can predict the future with absolute certainty. But for now, the numbers are surging, the fans are cheering, and the WNBA's owners are investing like they've never done before.